And welcome back to episode 3 of this Let's Play, and we've made a lot of progress between episode 2 and episode 3. I've got some stuff to show you, but first, I've got a little clip of me going to the Nether for the first time, because I figured I wanted to do it on camera, but I couldn't wait for the episode, but just watch the clip. Alrighty, check this out. Time to head through. Oh, okay. Game time. So we are here for soul sand. This basalt is nice. The blackstone is nice, but this is quite literally like the worst biome we could have spawned it in. A soul sand valley would have also sucked, but like, you know, at least we have soul sand, right? That's what we're looking for. So we're gonna have to traverse. We've got a warped. I'm seeing every biome nearby. This is nice. I'm not seeing any fortresses. So hopefully, ooh, magma mites. Cool. Maybe we can kill some of those while we're walking along. I'm not seeing any fortresses, which could potentially create issues in the future. That looks like a bastion right there. Definitely a bastion. That's nice. So I think we're gonna travel straight through this way and try to get ourselves into the soul sand valley really quickly. But you know, all things considered, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this spawn. Guys, check this out. We've got our basalt golems. Now, these are non-hostile. They are not going to attack me. I'm totally fine. They are golems, and they protect the basalt deltas. We've got a bunch of them around here. There's no reason to attack them, because if I attack them, they will attack me back. And they've got, like, netherite swords, as you might be able to see. They don't have any animations yet, though. Nothing in the nether quite has... There's the netherite sword. Has animations yet. But these basalt golems actually run around and kill the magma mites. So we're not near any magma mites, and they're going to keep those magma mites away from us, which is good enough for me, because all I need is this soul sand. So let's see if we can't just like... Oh, okay, here we are. We've got soul sand just over there. Oh, I see some egregore too. So that little blue stuff, I can't zoom, but maybe I should install Optifine so that I can zoom. That blue stuff over there is basically the equivalent of netherite, nether scrap. So we definitely... Oh god, oh god. What? Did you see that fireball zoom past? Holy crap. Okay, maybe I should have brought in a bow. We are woefully unprepared. Guys, I am not ready for the nether. I am a peaceful boy. I play on peaceful, and the nether is scary. Scary and dangerous, and it's not for a peaceful boy. Not for a peaceful boy like moi. But I'm gonna try and make my way around, and I'm gonna do my absolute best not to change the game mode. I might panic. I might switch it over to peaceful, especially bridging across frickin' lava lakes. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. We're gonna sneak our way through. I'm watching the map. I'm not seeing anyone nearby, any hostiles, any baddies. Okay, this is not horrible. We can work with this. Let's drop our way down. Whoa! Oh my gosh. That could have been bad. I almost just walked right off of that. Okay. There's another ghast up there. But all we need is soul sand. I didn't even bring a shovel. Oh gosh, this is gonna take a minute. Okay, we've made it. Can I mine this with I need a diamond tier. Come on, break faster. Faster. Okay, that's what. Yes. Okay, that's a big get right there. Okay, we've got 2 pieces of egregore. That's useless until we get 4, but let's get a couple pieces of soul sand here. I think 8 will do the trick. It's a little bit more than we need, and I'm feeling ballsy. So this right here, this is the damned trees. So these damned trees are actually petrified trees. You can cut them down with a pickaxe. And they've got their own special type of wood. You can see they're all black and gray, and I just think that's a unique look that you haven't seen yet. And because they're petrified, they're oftentimes buried in the soul sand. They just spawn here. It's like this soul sand valley was once lush and vibrant and had things growing in it, and then became swamped with death and decay and whatnot, and the trees all became petrified. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna leave. But yeah, that's this is pretty much between the egregore and soul sand. That's pretty much everything new in the soul sand valley biome, and now I'm gonna try to make it home, and hopefully I don't die. I'll talk to you guys later. Oh gosh. So now we are back at the house, and I've gone ahead and taken the egregore and smelted it into coalescent thought. So you can see right here, you can smelt it or blast it. Yeah, that looks correct to me. That XP might be too high. What is nether? Ancient debris, that's what it would be. Ancient debris, if I scrap it. No, look at that. Hey, 2 XP. Check that out. That's perfect. All right, because this is pretty much the equivalent of scrapping, finding ancient debris and smelting it into nether scrap. Because you can then use this soul essence, or soul... coalescent thought, that's what it's called, to create the soul essence, which is pretty much the equivalent of a netherite ingot. The tricky thing is, the reason why this is so confusing and not just standard is because this is the magical element. So you can see here, along with netherite armor, we also now have piglin steel and soul things. There might be one more that joins this list, maybe 2 more eventually, but for now this is it. So instead of creating netherite armor, we can create piglin steel armor, which basically negates piglin aggro. So it does the same thing that gold does, but it's just the same tier as netherite. The catch is that it will burn in lava. It is not fireproof like netherite is. It does not provide extra fire resistance. So you really have to come up with a choice. I will say, taking a look at it, it looks like it has slightly less toughness, but more knockback resistance as well. So that's also probably something worth taking note of. I don't know if that will stick around. This actually has more armor, but just the boots, it seems. That's probably a miscode. No, the helmet's different too. Interesting. Well, anyways, so that is the difference between netherite and piglin, and the third tier here is soul. Now, soul is going to be the magic-based one, so as of right now, equipping each piece will remove a specific negative effect that you will find out in the world. So the helmet removes blindness, the cloak will prevent hunger, the soul robes will prevent mining fatigue, and the soul slippers will prevent slowness. So these all sound, or at least should sound, pretty familiar. Hunger you get all the time if you eat things like raw chicken and rotten flesh. Wearing this chest piece actually makes rotten flesh a viable food source because it will just automatically remove the hunger that you get if and when you get it, so you can just eat rotten flesh while you wear this. These obviously prevent the mining fatigue that you get from elder guardians while you're swimming around, so you can, if you have these robes, you can do guardian or ocean monuments. Oh, there they are. Ocean monuments fairly easily, or at least easier than you otherwise would be able to do them. The soul hood removes blindness, which with my mod, there is a new cave called the Spider Den, and in the Spider Den caves, only spiders will spawn, including a structure called the Web, in which spawns an elder spider. This elder spider is meant to mimic and mirror the elder guardians that I mentioned earlier, and when you come across it, it gives you blindness. So imagine you're just digging around in the caves and suddenly you can't see anything anymore. That tells you you need to back up because there's a spider den around. This actually happened to me already a few times. I've just been digging around and I come across a spider den, not a spider den, a web, and Okay, I'm out immediately. There's actually some more things about this biome. You can either go check out my big long 2-hour long video and just fast forward to the part where I'm talking about spider dens. It's pretty early on, one of the first things really, or you can just download the mod and check it out for yourself. Links in the description. Anyways, right here you can then use this coalescent thought along with soul fragments, which are something you get in the Spectre Cliffs, which is a new nether biome, and that is meant to be the opposite of the Soul Sand Valley. So Soul Sand Valley, Spectre Cliffs, it's a little different. Anyways, and then you use one mithril ingot to craft each piece of soul essence. However, if you look at the piglin and piglin steel recipes, this more accurately, well, this is actually netherite plus tier tools that you can get, but it mirrors netherite literally just exactly to the T. The armor is bugged right now, and you can't really craft all the pieces. It's a bit of a problem, but it's coming and it will be fixed in 1.0.5. So yeah, we made it there and back. Barely, but we needed some soul sand because we have made lots of progress, lots of progress between episode 2 and episode 3. Pretty much all the next steps you would usually take in a Minecraft world, I've gone ahead and done them because they haven't really changed. I want this episode, I want this Let's Play to really focus on the mod and the things that the mod adds. So anything vanilla, I'm kind of just skipping right over, not including them in the videos because, yeah, I'm sure you've seen it a million times. But essentially, we now have an iron farm set up. Now over here, way out over here, you can see I've got a big iron farm set up. Now it's set up for 4 quadrants, but I've only got 1 quadrant set up right now, this one right here. And you can I gave this guy a silly name that I don't know, maybe you'll see later, but for now, who cares? But I've imprisoned all the villagers of this village, and we've still got 2 left down here and a nitwit down there that will just, you know, he'll disappear one day and we'll be confused as to where he went. But let's see. Yeah, so we have been AFK and we now have plenty of iron to fuel our upcoming projects, which is perfect. Something worth noting that is something I've been trying to keep in mind is, well, let me go to, maybe I'll just type in ingot and that should help, right? So my silver, my tungsten, and my lead, these are all iron tier ingots, but they're not gonna be farmable like iron is. And I don't know exactly if I want to fix that, how I'm gonna fix that, things like that, because ideally what I would do is have it so that when an iron golem spawns, you just also have a chance of it spawning a lead, silver, or tungsten golem. So basically your iron farms would be nerfed because it's now mixed between 4 different ores, but that's only if you want iron exclusively. On the whole, it'd be the same, but the only problem with that is if I do that in the code, whenever you like create a golem and spawn it yourself, it will also have a chance of just randomly switching, and that's just kind of weird. So we're not gonna do that, and I'm not sure, I'm just not sure how or if you'll be able to farm these other 3, but it's something I'm trying to keep in mind. For now, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use these other 3 for tools and whatnot, and then iron is just, you know, I need my iron because iron can be crafted into a million different things, as you can see right here. It's incredibly useful. So we now have that. That is not something we have to worry about anymore. Now, if you're wondering why nothing has spawned yet, that's because I haven't been in this area and with this farm. The villagers need to have slept the previous night. I didn't build it in spawn chunks or anything, so we have to go through an entire night, and as soon as nighttime comes, yeah, so sun setting, as soon as nighttime comes, these villagers will start spawning iron golems. But if we go back over here, I've got a temporary waypoint set up, and I've got a villager breeder set up much closer to home, and hopefully these guys start breeding. Now I have had to replace these folks already because they died, so I think fences are not the best for this. I made them out of fences because I wanted to. I thought it would look good, but I guess it's not good enough to keep them alive. So we are going to let's see if I have any resource that looks kind of good, so I can, I don't know, maybe try and get some. I'll just use dirt, whatever. So I'm gonna spend the first little. Oh, and the last thing is I have found a skeleton spawner. So I have built a little skelly grinder here. This is actually a design by Ilmango, just because I want to see if I notice any difference. Basically, this part up at the top, as you can see, detects whenever skeletons spawn at the top and flushes them off. Because usually when you place skeleton, when you build this farm, you just fill in that top and, you know, just skeletons wouldn't be able to spawn there, and it barely affect the rates at all whatsoever. But this honestly is not that much more expensive to build. It's like really cheap. What you see here is pretty much the whole thing, and it supposedly does increase your rates by like 2%, somewhere between 2 and 5%, which, like I said, it's not a lot. I'm not even gonna pretend like we need it, but I wanted to try it out because I've never built it before, so I want to see if I like notice a difference while I'm just playing. But this is the chute that brings them up, and then they come back down. If I were to walk out here from the surface, you would be able to. Looks like the sun is setting. You would actually be able to see that hole. It kind of worked out perfectly, where the height that I needed to bring them to was the exact height of the ground anyways, so it won't look funky, but you will be able to see it from the surface, which whenever I colonize this whole island, which I do plan on one day having this whole island filled in for something, and maybe I'll regret having this swamp ring around it when that day comes, but we shall see. Maybe I'll just, you know, get rid of all the grass and all the water, and you won't even be able to tell. All right, so here we are. Yes, you can see the skeleton spawner on the map, like right here, and this is actually the exact height that I need to bring them to. So they'll come up, go over here, and then drop right back down, which is pretty much perfect. I didn't have to change this. As you can see, like, it's kind of just the perfect height. Either way, what we want to do this episode is we've got some problems that need solved, and I want to solve them using modded things. I've got some plans already, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace these fences with dirt, and then I'll catch you back at the base. So the first problem we are going to solve in this episode is the problem of food. Now, as you can see, I've been using these strawberries, and strawberries are about as good as watermelon when it comes to eat food, which is to say they suck. They only fill up one piece of hunger. They're easy to find, which is why I've been using them for the early game, but we're done. We're done with the strawberries. We're gonna move on. We don't need these pieces of trash anymore. And you know, I hear what you're saying. You're saying, how you plan on solving it? And it's going to be with these little guys right here. Now, you may be familiar with an automatic chicken farm that produces cooked chicken just automatically. But you can actually make that same farm with these ducks. So that is what we're going to do first and foremost. I'm going to make an automatic cooked duck farm using the same model as the chicken farm, and I mean, it should work. I guess I haven't tried it yet. But before we do that, I actually want to showcase a special little item in this mod called the sickle. Now, right now, there is only a stone version of this. Otherwise, I'd make it out of iron or something like that. But this sickle basically harvests crops in a larger area. So when I break this rice crop here, it should harvest all of these tomatoes, and, well, not tomatoes, the corn and the rice in a 3x3 area, but it shouldn't break these carrots because they're not fully grown yet. So if I just, well, it looks like it does break the carrots. Okay, well, it only gave me 3 carrots. That is not the best. Let me see if I can, yeah, so when I break this, it gives me the cucumbers and the tomatoes, and if I break this, yeah, it'll break everything around me. So if I break the top piece here, oh, okay, I see. So that's probably something worth noting, is when I break the top piece of a crop, it breaks it doesn't work as intended. So that's something to note, probably something that will get fixed. And yeah, I don't want it to break those carrots because those carrots aren't fully grown. It could be that, like, so if I try something like this, No, it still does it. Okay, well, we'll see if I can't fix that. It's all stuff worth noting. We're learning. Something else rather strange that I've discovered is if I click the side of the block here, it removes my tomato seed when it shouldn't, and it acts like it's planting something. So that's another bug that I'm probably going to have to fix, but that shouldn't be too hard. Now, this farm is actually so incredibly easy to build. I'm actually going to build it for you right here on camera. So we're going to start by placing down a chest, drop a hopper into the back of that, and then, and then place a slab on top of it. Now I'm also planning on kind of decorating this. I like this aesthetic here. I'm not entirely sure how much decoration we need, but from the back of this, we're going to place a block right here just temporarily. Set this right here, then this is no longer needed, so we can turn on tool swap, tear that out, and then from there we're going to place another hopper on top of here, and pretty much all the nitty gritty is already done. So we're going to place one more block right out the back side of it here, and then let me try and think. So from there, yeah, so well, wait a minute. Okay, yes, let's put this block right here. And then we can place one right here, tear out this block right there, put in a piece of redstone dust. And now pretty much all we need is a comparator right here and our duckies up on top. So let me real quick just go ahead and fill in the rest of this because I want it to look nice. We're going to fill in the front of our chamber here. All right, and I've gone ahead and filled in the rest of it here. So you can see I just, put in blocks to make it look a bit nicer, and I'll probably just kind of leave it like this because I think that's fine. And as long as we build ourselves up a temporary staircase so we can get to the top, all we need to do is fill this top chamber with ducks and place in a comparator right here so that whenever a new duck egg falls into the hopper, it is detected by the comparator, hits this piece of redstone, which then powers... Can I not get through there? Yeah, which then powers the dispenser, spitting the duck egg out into this chamber. Oh, and we also need to put a piece of lava up on the top there. Now, the lava won't flow down because the slab is here, and the ducks will stand just right here on top of the slab. When they grow up, they'll be in the fire, killing them and burning them up so that we can collect their goodies. Alrighty, we are back. Not sure where I left off, but I believe that this farm will actually not work for a few reasons. Now, if this was a chicken farm, it would have a couple of problems, but with the way the ducks are coded, I'm willing to bet it actually has a few more problems. So we can see here that a couple of eggs have just passed right through. And that actually is probably because I don't think my eggs have custom dispense behavior. So if I go ahead and put a egg in here, hang on, let me try again. Okay, well, there we go. It did manage to dispense one, and it ended up just putting it right back in here. So you can see if I take that out and I put a bunch in here again, it spits out one, not all of them, which is a problem. And it just puts an egg down here in this chest at the bottom. So that's definitely a problem. My eggs don't have custom dispense behavior, something worth noting. But even if they did have custom dispense behavior, I would be willing to bet that they would spawn here inside of the dispenser, get pushed up into the hopper, pushed over into the lava, and just die immediately. That is just because of the code I have written out for my ducks when they spawn. So if I throw a couple of duck eggs at this wall here, come on, there we go. You'll see it spawns off over here for some reason. We're going to work on that. I'm not exactly sure how to work on that, but it's definitely a problem for farms like this. The other problem, which you probably noticed, and some of you redstone savvy might have noticed as I was building it, if I just put one egg in here, it's in and out so fast. If I dropped it, it'd probably catch and activate the system. But the problem is, if I spit 5 eggs in here, it activates once. So if all these chickens up here if all these ducks up here lay eggs at the exact same time, then the eggs just get piled up here. And that's not a fault of my coding at all. That's just fault of my redstone. This redstone is poor. I should have seen it coming. My goal over the next couple of mod updates is to make this farm work. It should work with chickens, so it should work with ducks. So that's going to be our goal for the next couple of updates. Let's make this farm work, because right now it just doesn't. Something else we've done that you may notice is we've gone ahead and gotten organized. So we've got some barrels for things that don't have too much, and then some chests for things that have a lot, like our ore decorations or decorative ores, miscellaneous stuff here, some stone, some dirt, wood, etc. The next thing that we need a whole bunch of is XP. So I've gone ahead and come back to Skeleton Farm. You can tell I haven't finished it or turned it on or anything like that. I got my soul sand here. That's why we needed to go to the nether. And I'm going to put in the water stream and whatnot. But first I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to go ahead and clear out a nice space for us to, you know, kind of comfortably work in while we're here. Okay, so we have all finished it up. And if we wait in just a few seconds, I can see them on the map there. They should be falling into this hole. There they are. Now we got some. Okay, well, it looks like it takes a while. I honestly, it's been a while since I've even used one of these grinders, so I very well could have just forgotten how slow they are. Are they this slow? Are they always this slow? They're probably this slow. Well, that is the next thing we need done, which is XP, which means the final thing we need to work on is villager trades. This here is my villager trading hall, at least my temporary one. So you can see I've got my villagers up here breeding away. They produce adult villagers, which come down and get stuck in this chamber. It looks like we do have one in there ready to go. And then I will feed them along this track. And so this guy, I'm trying to upgrade his coal trade all the way so that I can unlock the iron trade and we can get ourselves a nice supply of emeralds. But this guy here is my fortune villager. You can see it's pretty cheap, just about as cheap as we can get with fortune 3. I think 10 is the lowest it goes, so that's a really good trade. This is mending, which is also at about 10. Now this could go all the way down to 5, but 10 is nothing to scoff at, so we're going to take that for now. This is my unbreaking guy, which I think once again he can definitely go as low as the fortune can go, but I'm not sure how low the fortune can go. So it's okay, but this would actually be one that we really want to get a fantastic trade on, because unbreaking is going to go on just about everything, the same as mending is. And then this guy, like I said, is just going to be to give me some emeralds. So we got not such a bad start, but there is something I had been thinking about while I've just been sitting down here trading away with these villagers, and that is that this really is the only way to get enchantments in the game, right? So I've been trying to think about them all, and we can trade enchantments with villagers. We can obviously go the route of the enchanting table, but that's going to cost us a lot of XP for no guaranteed shot at getting the enchantment we need. And even if we get the enchantment we need, there's really no way to do it again, now is there? Now we could also go fishing, but they've pretty heavily nerfed AFK fish farms in the past, and that's understandable. They're farms that you can set up almost immediately, have little to no downside when you can just sit there and AFK all night, and produce some really good in-game content, including mending books. So that's something that probably needed to be fixed. I'm not really going to complain about that. But the only other way to get enchanting books and enchantments is to find them in chests, and I mean, that's not a bad idea, but once again you have the problem of not being able to get the enchantments that you want. Now I know Mojang is taking a big look at villagers, especially in the next upcoming updates. I think they are completely aware of the problem with being able to re-roll villagers. It allows you to guarantee good trades. Sure, you got to sit there, you got to burn through your axes, and it can take hours and it can be so annoying, but why not do it when once you do it once, you're good to go? And it's not really too hard to set up villager breeders in the first place. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this one in the hands of Mojang, but I'm still going to be trying to think about other ways to implement enchantments. If Mojang takes away perma enchants from villagers, or takes away the ability to, lock in a villager's trade or cycle a villager for good trades, which I think they probably should, just for the health of the game as a whole. Ooh, coal. I'm going to get some of that coal and trade it with this guy. But anyways, just for the health of the game overall, there still should be some way for you to guarantee a trade, lock it in, and have it forever, but it just shouldn't be this easy, right? So how should I do that? If you got some ideas, leave them down in the comments below. If not, it's still something I'm going to think about, and don't expect to see it in recent or new updates. Trust me, there's a lot of other stuff I got to focus on for now. But with all of these enchantments, you may notice that's enough for a god pickaxe. We have fortune, unbreaking, and mending. Efficiency would be great, but of course we don't need it. So with this said, with this pickaxe, excuse me, we are now going to solve the only problem left that I think we need to solve for this episode, and that is the problem of resources. Well, I guess we never solved the problem of food. Now, did we? We set up a farm that didn't work. We might have to solve that problem too, but that is the problem of resources. Now that we've got ourselves a nice fortune pick, we're going to delve down into the mines and see how much resources we can get in, let's say, 4 hours. Let's do a 4-hour mining sesh. I'll be back. All right, we are back, and you may have noticed from that little montage of clips that there are a couple of bugs with ores. So I know I said I was gonna mine some ores for about 4 hours. That was about 40 minutes before I decided to stop, because we weren't getting anything other than diamonds. No rubies, no platinum, no titanium, no nothing at all. So I believe that their spawn rates are messed up, and I'm gonna look into that. Hopefully they will be fixed. You may also have noticed, but probably not because it was a pretty quick montage, that my modded ores are kind of getting spewed all over the place. So I'll break it here and it will kind of get shot around, and I'll have to turn around and pick it up, which is no bueno. So I'm going to see if I can fix that in the next update as well. And aluminum is barely spawning at all. It's definitely got some sort of bug, some sort of problem with its spawn rates, so we are definitely going to take a look at that as well. But we did manage to get about 38 diamonds in the span of 40 minutes. That's about a diamond a minute, so that's really nice. You'll also notice that our cobalt glitch is still here. We got nearly double the amount of cobalt we otherwise would have, but that's not really a problem. That's something that we can fix in the next update as well. But there's going to be a lot of updates regarding the ore, especially because I want to rework all of the tools, because as you can see here, I'm using all tungsten, because just look at that durability. Tungsten is just all around the best. So if I quickly search pickaxe, for example, it's between our iron tier pickaxes. This one does 4 damage, 1.2 attack speed, and 250 durability. Lead does 4.2 damage and 1.6 attack speed and a bit more durability. And then you can see silver is even more damage, even more attacks. Well, the same attack speed, and tungsten has the most damage with the most durability. It's just simply the best. In fact, it's not too far off from diamond. It's only about 400 durability and 0.2 attack damage, and the only real difference is that it can't mine what diamond can mine. So why would you ever not use tungsten? And so I've rebalanced all of these so that there's a reason to use one over the other, especially for each tool. For example, between diamond, titanium, platinum, and ruby, diamond will straight up do the most attack damage when it comes to things like swords. However, rubies swing the fastest, and if you combine and you do the math, ruby is technically better than diamond, but only if you can land that crit combo, stuff like that. So it really gives you a choice to between which one to play. As of right now, it's all the same, and there's just a definitive best one. Like you can see titanium here. It's just, why would you not use titanium? It's got more durability, it's got more attack damage. Why not? So we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that up in the next update. But for now, let me go ahead and put away all of these ores. But now that we have all of these diamonds, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a full set of diamond armor. Yes, sir. Let's look at that. Now, I was hoping to make something new. I was hoping we could kind of mix and match a bit, but we need this armor. We need it bad, and it's the only one we have available to us. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some diamond armor. Now, I think the armors are all going to be the same anyways. I don't know if that is the case right now, but when I tweak them all and rework it all, it'll diamond, ruby, titanium, platinum will all be the exact same. It'll just be a fashion choice about how you want to look between which one you use. So for now, we're just going to rock the diamond armor, and I will throw that on once I get some unbreaking and some mending for it. So here we are back at the villager trading center, and I'm just trying to trade up enough emeralds to enchant this stuff with unbreaking and mending. As you can see here, I upgraded his chance, his trades just to get lead instead of iron. Yeah, this can happen now. I can get lead, silver, or tungsten. Kind of forgot that that was a thing. It kind of sucks because we don't have a lead farm. We have an iron farm. So, yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep working on this, and we still need food, right? And you know what? I am indeed just starving because we don't have a very reliable food source. But unfortunately, this is the end of the episode. It's just we've hit the limit. We can have no more, and I apologize for that. But hopefully we have something cooking by the start of the next episode. I just think we will, because I have some ideas. And the next episode will of course be recorded in update 1.0.5, which is just around the corner. I'm almost done working on it. I'm just putting on some final touches. You better hold me to that word. If I start slacking and it's not out in within the next week at least, you start yelling at me, because it should definitely be out soon. But without further ado, so we'll see you guys in the next episode.